Hello, I'm Heather Darden. I'm here with a 1 hour video to help you feel more grounded and able to go with the flow. So, the holidays are a time of a lot of, really harried movement. You're going all over the place. There's usually travel involved or hosting people, so there's always some chaos. I designed this flow to help you feel more stable and in yourself while being able to be creative and move through whatever problems might arise with a sense of challenge rather than being pulled down by the problems that come up. So, I hope this helps you and I hope you enjoy the flow. I'll be noting modifications that you can make as we go along. And remember, if anything feels painful, uncomfortable, or is making you feel anxious, please stop doing it. Come into child's pose or downward facing dog, or just lay out on your back. Wait until you feel better, and then you can either rejoin the practice or just stop the practice and work on focusing on your breath. This is about you. This is not about anybody else. So make sure you're enjoying your practice. And if you're not, change something. So we're just going to start by coming to a seat so we can focus on the breath. So come to a seat anywhere on your mat. Just make sure you're comfortable. Let your hands rest in your lap. You can turn your palms up, and if you're in a more receiving mood. If you need more grounding, you're feeling a little anxious, you might want to work with your palms down instead. Roll your shoulders back and down a few times. And take a moment to be here on your mat at this time. Bring your awareness to your breath. Notice the qualities it has, like where in your body you feel it, the pace of your breath, the temperature as it moves in and out of your nostrils. And then take a moment with your eyes closed, or if you're not comfortable doing that, with your eyelids heavy and the eyes relaxed. Bring to mind something that brings you joy in your life, something that you are really grateful to have as part of your life. It could be an event that hasn't happened, an event that has happened. It could be a person, a place, it could be a particular item. If you're having trouble thinking of anything, just think of something small, accessible, like being thankful for your breath, thankful for the water bottle nearby so you can stay hydrated, for the yoga mat that helps to support you in your practice. Really bring to the forefront how this part of your life looks, smells, how you feel when you are near it or in it. And allow that gratitude to fill up your heart, to fill your body, filtering out through your system as you inhale and exhale gratitude and appreciation. And know that at any time you can come back to this feeling of joy and gratitude throughout your practice. And I'll be reminding you to breathe deeply and to bring this back to mind as we flow through our practice. With your next inhale, bring both arms up overhead. Exhale, take a side bend. Just notice here what you want to do. Maybe you want to take your heart toward the floor. Maybe you want to open it up to the ceiling. Just take a moment to move here. Some people like to move their arm, see what's going on. And then inhale through center, exhale to your other side, a side bend on the other side. Noticing how you want to move on this side. Is it different from the first side or is it about the same? Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Breathe deeply. Inhale, bring your arms out and up. Exhale, make the letter W with your arms. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. You could also think of it as a goalpost. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze your shoulders together. Inhale, lengthen. Check in on your legs. If they're climbing up, release them. Exhale, squeeze together. Two more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze your arms together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze your shoulders together. Bring your hands out in front of you, interlace your fingers, and then turn your palms away from you. Curve your back like you're coming into a cat pose, so you're arching your back strongly. Reach out. Breathe deeply.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Inhale, reach up toward the ceiling. Press through the palms of your hands. Exhale, let your hands float down. Roll your shoulders back and down a few times and breathe deeply. With your next breath, find your way to all fours for cat and cow flow. So you just want to make sure you've got your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees are about hip bone distance apart. So you don't want your shoulders, your hands too wide. That'll put a lot of pressure on your shoulders. So keep them as much under your shoulders as you can. Inhale, cow, take your heart forward, look up. Exhale, cat. Move with your breath. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Come to neutral. Take your knees back just 3 or 4 inches. So you have a slightly wider stance. Wider from your hands to your knees, that is. Exhale, take your bottom back. Child's pose. Move as fluidly as you can. Come forward. Upward facing dog. Come up on your toes. Exhale, knees down. Bottom back. Child's pose. Inhale, draw your navel to your spine. Press into the tops of your feet. Upward facing dog. Exhale. Child's pose. 2 more with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. deeply. Take a moment to notice how you're feeling. Come back to the part of your life that you really appreciate. Inhale, press up and back, downward facing dog. Take a moment here, bend your knees alternately. Notice how the backs of your legs are feeling. You might even close your eyes. Just really get into how things feel rather than how they look. And then bend both knees, come up on your tippy toes, press into your hands, take your heart toward your upper thighs, and melt your heels down. Breathe. Stay with your breath. And take tiny steps, the tiniest you can take, all the way up towards your hands, finally coming to a forward fold. Inch your feet out so they're about as wide as your shoulders. Bring your hands to opposite elbows and hang heavy. You can bend opposite knees to create a gentle sway. You can leave your legs still and gently sway your torso side to side. That's the way I like. But some people really enjoy bending the knees one at a time. So you do you. Make sure you're enjoying your practice. Slowly come to stillness. Release your hands. Bend your knees. Slowly stack yourself all the way up. Roll your shoulders back and down. And bring your feet a little closer together for just a classic mountain pose. Roll your shoulders back and down and take a moment to come back to that part of your life that brings you joy. Really allow gratitude to fill up your heart space, to fill your body. Inhale, bring your arms out and up. Exhale, chair pose. Breathe deeply. You can bring your hands to your heart. You don't have to leave them over your head. I bring mine down to my heart, not only because it reminds me to stay with this sense of joy and appreciation, but also because I have a history of shoulder injuries. So taking my hands up above my head can get painful as practice moves on. So I'm just going to take care of my body, show it I appreciate it. See if you can sink a little bit deeper in your chair. Don't let your knees go past your toes. Keep drawing your belly button in and up. Breathe. Shift your weight to your right foot. Step your left foot back, coming to a high lunge. Again, you don't have to reach your arms up. You can leave them at your heart, traditionally done with the arms up. But like I said before, make sure you're enjoying this practice and taking care of your body. Draw your right hip back and left hip forward. Really square yourself to whatever's in front of you. Breathe deeply. Inhale, open up. Warrior two on the right side. You might need to inch your foot out a little bit like I did. I have a really wide warrior stance. So you might, if you're feeling uncomfortable, always ooch your foot out just a little bit or step your back foot back, whichever makes the most sense at the time. Reach out through your fingers. If you're hiking your shoulders up, melt them down. Turn your hands, your palms to face up, and that'll keep your shoulders from inching up by your ears. Breathe deeply. Inhale, take your rib cage forward and gently reverse your warrior. Keep a nice deep bend in your knees. Stay with your breath. Return to your regular warrior. Straighten your right leg. Take your rib cage toward your right knee and open up to triangle pose. Breathe deeply here. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Draw your sternum towards your belly button so you're not popping your rib cage out, but using your abdominals to stay here. Inhale, come up, reverse your triangle. Breathe deeply. Exhale, return to warrior two. Breathe here. Slowly straighten your right leg. Turn your right toes in to come to a standing wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Let your hands come down. You can walk them back so they're in line with your feet. You can bend your elbows. Draw yourself a little closer to the ground. Breathe deeply. Keep pressing into the outer edges of your feet and stay focused on your breath. 2 more breaths here. Keep lifting your arches up so the whole inner leg is really active right now. You should feel those muscles working. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, turn your left toes out. Come to warrior two on your other side. You can look out past your middle finger. Remember, you don't have to do these traditional warrior arms. If your arms do feel tired or there's any achiness in the shoulders, you can always bring your hands to your heart. You can come to a W situation, or you can just let them rest on your hips. But do watch your feet. Make sure you've got a wide enough stance, and watch your hips. Make sure they're opening to the side, to the side rather than turning toward your knee. Breathe deeply. Bring your arms out. Take your rib cage forward, and then just gently reverse your warrior. Breathe deeply here. Find that stretch along your side body. Really notice what's working here. Feel your body. Inhale, return to warrior. Straighten your left leg. Take your rib cage towards your left knee. Open up, triangle on your other side. Again, watch the popping out of the rib cage. It's something I do a whole lot, so I'm really aware of it. Draw your sternum in towards your belly button. So now you're really activating through your whole abdominal area. Breathe deeply. And you can gaze down at the floor, to the side, or up at your middle finger, whichever one you like the best. Inhale, come all the way up. Return to your warrior. Breathe deeply. Straighten your left leg. Turn your toes in. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Come back to your forward fold. This time we're going to stretch each side. So walk your hands over to your left foot or leg. Hang on to your leg and gently draw yourself a little closer to your own leg. Breathe deeply. 3 deep breaths on this side. Inhale your way to your right side or your other side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, center. Bring your hands to your hips. Slowly come up. Turn your right toes to face out. return to your warrior, and vinyasa your way. I'm going to do the classic vinyasa. So I'm going to frame my right foot, take it back, come to plank pose, lower down, inhale, cobra, exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here in your down dog. Notice how you feel about your practice. Inhale, look up, step, hop, or float up. I will be stepping. Press into your shins, your thighs. Make the number 7 with your body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breathe deeply here. Come back to your feelings of gratitude. Really allow them to fill your chest cavity as you inhale and exhale. Let them fill your heart space. Inhale, bring both arms up. Exhale, sit down in your chair. Breathe deeply, bring your hands to your heart. Stay focused on your breath. Shift your weight to your right foot. Take your left foot back. Crescent lunge. Breathe deeply. Or high lunge. If you're doing crescent lunge, you're taking the back bend. Inhale a little taller. Exhale, open your heart toward the ceiling. I will not be doing the back bend. It's a little too much for me right now, but you make sure you're enjoying your practice. Inhale, open up. Warrior 2. Breathe deeply. Shift your rib cage forward. Reach back. Victorious warrior 2. Breathe deeply. Exhale, warrior. Inhale, victorious. Move like you're moving through water. Warrior. Victorious. Keep a deep bend in your right knee. Warrior. And victorious. Return to warrior. Straighten your right leg. Tick-tock over. Find your triangle. This time, take your left hand and reach it over your head, reaching out to the side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, reach it out to the side in front of you, over your head. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. Exhale to the side. Inhale, center, and come up. Reverse your triangle, high five the wall behind you. Breathe deeply. Exhale, bend your knee, return to your warrior 2. This time we're going to shift into Ardha Chandrasana half moon balance. If you have a block, you might want to move it toward the pinky side of your foot on the medium or high level, about 6 to 8 inches in front of your foot. You can also just aim your hand for that same place on your mat. I'll be using a block today. That's where I am today. You wake up with the body you wake up with. Enjoy it. Slowly shift your weight forward into your right foot. Bring your left foot up. Bring your hand down to the block, down to the mat. You can also float your hand if you like. And see if you can continue opening your top hip up while making your leg active by pointing or flexing your left toes. Breathe. With your next exhale, with control, lower yourself back to warrior 2. Straighten your right leg, turn your right toes in, grab your block. Bring it over to the other side of your mat. So it's ready for the flow on that side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, dive forward. Hang heavy. One more deep breath here. Inhale, bring your hands back to your hips. Come all the way up. Turn your left toes out. Come up into high lunge. Forgot that last time. Breathe deeply. Draw your left hip back and your right hip forward. Really strengthen into your hips. Open up. Warrior two. And flow with victorious warrior or reverse warrior. Take your rib cage forward. Reach up. Don't lose the deep bend in your left knee. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Warrior two. Reverse. Two more. Warrior two. I hope you're playing music you like. Reverse. Warrior two. And reverse. If you want to hear any of my playlists, you can find me on Spotify at h.d.mccaskill. Straighten your left leg. Take your rib cage toward the wall and come to your triangle. Check in on your rib cage. If you're popping it out, draw your sternum in towards your belly button. Strong core. Lengthen your arm over your head. Inhale, bring it back up. Lengthen your arm over your head. Bring it back up. Three more. Lengthen out. Inhale up. Lengthen out. Inhale up. Lengthen out. Inhale up. And slowly come back to your warrior two. Straighten your leg. No. We're going to move into half moon balance. Sorry about that. Sometimes that happens. Your brain just goes offline. So make sure your block is where you want it. I'm going to move mine just a little further away and to the side. Slowly shift your weight forward. Bring your right leg up. Half moon balance. Check in on your hip. Make your foot really active. Point the toes or flex them. Breathe deeply here. Two more breaths here. And inhale. Return back to warrior two. Straighten your leg. Turn your toes in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release to forward fold. This time, maybe you try a toe hold where you bring your peace fingers, your middle finger and your index finger. You wrap them around your big toe. Then place your thumb on the nail of your big toe. This is a marma point. It can feel very grounding. It can also be very stimulating. So if you press into the point, you don't like the way it feels, then let go. Reach your elbows up toward the ceiling. Draw yourself a little closer to the floor. Really press in the outer edges of your feet. Lift up your arches. 3 deep breaths here. Breathe so you can hear it. Inhale. Lengthen your hands. Bring your hands to your hips. Slowly come up. Return to your warrior and vinyasa like you. Make it as fluid as you can. And stay with your breath. 3 more breaths here in downward facing dog. Just absorbing your practice so far, coming back to that part of your life that brings you joy and contentment. Inhale, look up, step, hop, or float up, forward fold, hang heavy. Inhale, slowly stack yourself up, one vertebra at a time. Roll your shoulders back and down, and take in a deep breath. We're going to move through a series of balances now, so I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what I'm doing. Stay focused on making sure your feet have good contact with the mat. So look down at your feet while you're here in mountain pose. Pick your toes up, place them down one by one, starting with the pinky, move in toward the big toe. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, flex your toes up towards your head. Exhale, pinky, second toe, all the way to your big toe. Inhale, flex your toes up towards you. Exhale, pinky toe, second toe, all the other toes to your big toe. Breathe deeply. Close your eyes and take a moment to notice where your weight is centered in your feet. Is it all on the outside or the inside? Is it all in the balls of the feet or the heels? See if you can gently move your body. It may not take a whole lot. You can see I'm exaggerating the motion for you so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just shifting my weight side to side, trying to find the center. My knees have a micro bend in them. I have a tendency to hyperextend my knees, so it's important to keep a small bend in there so you're not hurting your legs and cutting off blood flow and nervous signals. Roll your shoulders back and down. Bring your hands to your heart. Bend down. Come to chair. Breathe deeply. You can leave your hands at your heart or take them up over your head in the classic posture, whichever you prefer. Shift your weight to your left foot. Bring your right ankle to hook over your left knee. See if you can sit back even further. Breathe deeply here. So the point of this is to find some sweetness and ease even as you are working. So notice the work in your standing leg and see if you can release the leg, your right leg here that's crossed over. Breathe deeply, see if you can sink down a little bit more, maybe release your right leg a little bit more. Inhale, slowly come up, release to one-legged mountain. So you want your knee in line with your hip, not higher, not lower. In line with your hip, really, you have to use your lower abs to maintain that position. So do your best to keep it in this position. You can leave your hands on your hips, or you can bring them to your heart or open them up. It's up to you. I'll be holding them at my heart because my balance is a little off today with some allergies in the air. Allergens in the air, rather. Slowly bring yourself to tree pose. Open your knee out to the side. Bring your foot to your calf, or you can reach down and bring it up to your thigh, or you fall over. The one place it doesn't go is your knee. See if you can open your right knee out even further. Breathe deeply. Let the movement in your left ankle happen. That's just your nervous system figuring this all out. One more deep breath here in your tree. And slowly bring your knee to center. Bend both knees. Find the earthen chair. Really sink down here. Get the weight evenly distributed. It's going to feel a little funny because you stood on one leg. The other leg's been extended. We're going to fix that lopsidedness right now. Shift your weight to your right foot. Bring your left foot up. Hook your left ankle over your right knee. Figure 4 on the other side. Again, you really want to see if you can work this leg while allowing this one to just release. Breathe deeply. Sink a little lower. Inhale, straighten your right leg, unhook your ankle, come up, one-legged mountain. Again, check your knee. You want it in line with your hip, so not way inside, not way outside, not up too high, not down too low. Keep it in line. Bring your hands to your hips, to your heart, up above. Maybe you choose something different this time. I'm going to do mine up above this time. Breathe deeply. Keep flexing your left foot. Don't let it go to sleep. Preparing for tree. Open your knee out. Reach down. Bring your foot to your thigh or to your calf, just not to your knee. Hands to your heart or open your branches up. Open your knee out a little wider. And again, your ankle's going to be wobbly. Just let that happen. Breathe deeply. Last breath here. Bring your knee to center. Take your foot down. Sink your bottom back and down. Find that earth energy. Breathe deeply. Really enjoy your deep breath. Straighten your legs and shake it out. Inhale, bring your arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look out and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Come back to your breath. Come back to your feelings of gratitude. Inhale, bring your arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more time. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Press into your shins, make the number 7. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breathe deeply. Stay with what you feel grateful for. Going to get a little drink of water. Maybe you also need a water break. If so, take one. Always take a water break when you need it. You don't have to wait for me to say anything. Breathe deeply. Roll your shoulders back and down. And just take a moment to come back to this time and this space. We're going to do that balancing sequence one more time. And then we're going to come down to the floor for a restorative heart opening posture before Shavasana. So inhale, bring your arms out and up. Exhale, chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathe deeply. Shift your weight to your left foot. Bring your right ankle up. Hook it over your left knee. See if you can sink further down. Breathe. Find something in the distance that isn't moving to be your focal point, your drishti. and that will help you stay balanced. Inhale, slowly come to one-legged mountain. Try a different arm position this time. Make sure you're not taking your rib cage back. Keep your ribs right above your pelvis so you're really using your core to maintain the position of your leg. Breathe deeply. Flex your foot. Find your drishti if you lost it. And open your leg out. Bring your foot to your thigh or your calf for tree pose. Reach out your branches. Bring your hands together at your heart, focusing on your gratitude for your breath, for that part of your life that you love. Inhale, take your right leg down. Return to chair pose, finding your grounding energy. Really anchor into your pelvis, draw your belly button in and up. Shift your weight to your right foot. Hook your left foot over your right knee. Breathe deeply. Sink your bottom back and down even more. Find that gratitude even as you're in this really busy pose. Find something in the distance to look at that isn't going to move. Inhale, straighten your leg, one-legged mountain. Check in on your rib cage. Is it going back? Keep it reaching right over your pelvis, nice and long. Bring your arms up, bring them to your heart. Keep your foot flexed. If it flops down, that's going to hurt your knee. Let's not hurt our joints while we're doing a really nice yoga practice. Inhale, take your leg out, prepare for tree pose. Find something that isn't moving to look at. Bring your hands to your heart. Open them up. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and breathe. You press your standing leg into your foot and your foot into your standing leg. It makes you feel a little more stable. 2 more breaths. Inhale, slowly release your foot down. Return to your chair pose. Breathe deeply. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your shins or your thighs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly stack up. Use your transverse abdominis to come up. Bring your arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look out and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly stack up. One last time. Dive forward. Inhale, look out and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly stack up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Release your hands. Shake your hands just a little bit. Circle out your wrists. Circle in one way and then the other. Shift to one foot. Circle your ankle. Circle it the other way. Put your foot down. Circle your other ankle out. Circle the other way. And then we're going to come to a really nice restorative heart opener. So find your props. You're going to need 2 blocks and at least 1 bolster, maybe 2. If you don't have any blocks, you can also use really thick books. So walk a little closer, you can see how big it is compared to my hand. You can use a couple of books. You can stack up pillows. You can also use rolled up blankets, or yeah, rolled up blankets probably work the best. So that's basically what a bolster is. Here's the position that you want your blocks in. You want one block up high. You want the other block down here. What you're going to do is take your bolster, you're going to lean it onto these blocks. So the other bolster can be for your knees. I happen to have a second bolster that I will be using for my knees. So you line your bottom up with the bottom of your bolster or the bottom of a stack of your blankets. So if you're doing a stack of blankets, you want it to be a diagonal stack. You're going to use a bolster or blanket for your knees. Get it ready. Undo your legs. Get the bolster in the right place. Hold on to your bolster or blankets. Lay back. Let your head rest on the bolster and open your arms out for a heart opener. Breathe deeply. We will be here for about 7 minutes. So just take a moment. Breathe deeply. Let your body release into the bolsters. Feel how grounded your hips are. Allow your arms to be very heavy. Allow your legs to be very heavy. And just focus on your breath. You can allow your eyes to close if you're comfortable with that, or just let your eyelids be really heavy and let your eyes relax. While you're here, notice what's coming up for you. Notice the tone of your thoughts. Notice what emotions are coming up for you. And if you're not feeling anything specific, that's okay too. If you're having difficulty naming it, maybe it looks like a particular color or feels like a certain kind of texture. You're just here to notice what's coming up. If you're able to label the feeling or label what the thought is about, do that and then allow it to float away on your next exhale. So if you're thinking about shopping you need to do, you would just say shopping and then let it float away. If you're having anxiety about meeting someone new, just say there's anxiety and let it float away. Continue doing this for the next 4 minutes. I'll let you know when it's time to move out of this position and into your Shavasana, your final resting pose. You're welcome to stay here for the rest of class, but make sure that you do feel comfortable, that you are enjoying the position. Know that you can come out of it at any time, and I will be guiding you out in just a few more minutes. In the meantime, continue labeling the thoughts and the feelings as they come up, letting them float away with your exhale. And gently begin to deepen your breath. You might gently open your eyes a little bit, blink a few times. To come out of this, if you've got your legs out straight, bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet down onto the mat, press into your hands, and come up. If you have something under your knees, move it out of your way. And then you can just undo your little platform here, maybe push it off to the side. You can come to your final resting position, Shavasana, on your back. So on your way to Shavasana, just make sure there are no final stretches you need to do, like do you need to do a simple spinal twist or take a child's pose? Child's pose is a good counter pose for the restorative work we just did. What do you need? Once you figure it out, give that to yourself, and then make your way out to a lying down position, lying out in a relaxed way. This could be with your knees bent. This could be with your legs out long. It could be lying on your side in the fetal position. Any place where you can focus on your breath and allow your body to completely let go. So once you get into your position, get rid of any little wiggles you need to do. Make sure your clothes are like you like them. No weird wrinkles anywhere making you uncomfortable. And then if you feel comfortable, allow your eyes to close or just let your eyelids be heavy. Let your eyelids relax back into the sockets and just breathe deeply. We'll take a few deep breaths here together. Inhale, exhale completely. Inhale deeply through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out. One more time, inhale deeply through your nose. And exhale, sigh it out. And now let go of any conscious breath you've been using and just breathe like you do when you're going to sleep. So you're just breathing naturally without any effort, allowing your body to melt with each exhale. And bring to mind that part of your life that brings you joy. Bring it to the very center of your being and really flesh out what it looks like, what it smells like, and how it feels to be with this person in this place, with this thing. Really enjoy all the sights and sounds and smells. And as you immerse yourself in this joy, allow your gratitude to bloom in your heart. Allow it to blossom, opening up ever bigger until the blossom fills your whole chest and your whole abdomen. It filters up into your head, behind your third eye, all the way down your arms to your fingers. Gratitude blossoming continues to open and grow down through your abdomen, down through your legs, all the way down to the soles of your feet and out through your toes. Nothing but a suffusion of gratitude and appreciation, joy in this part of your life. Continue feeling it fill you up. Breathe in all the joy, all the thankfulness. Allow this joy and thankfulness to slowly begin to come back, filtering back to your heart, the place behind your belly button where you feel grounded and fluid. Allow it to swirl at your heart and right behind your belly button, right by your sacral and root chakras. Feeling grounded, feeling the foundation of your joy and appreciation. And know that at any time you can choose to come back to this feeling of secure, earthy joy, grounded thankfulness and appreciation. If you'd like to stay with this feeling, then just stay right where you are. You need to move on with your day. Just know that this joy at the center of your being is there waiting for you. This gratitude. When you feel ready, just begin with gentle movements, finding a long stretch on your mat, maybe bringing your knees into your chest and hugging them close. Eventually, making your way up to a seated posture. You can bring your hands to your heart if you are so inclined. And take a moment to thank yourself for your practice, for your breath. If you feel comfortable, you can bow with me in gratitude to all those that came before us to bring us this practice. And I thank you for sharing your practice with me. Have a wonderful day.